What's going on, everybody? Bobby Fi, Eric Sheetsaber. We're going to be talking through this Friday 10-game slate. And a couple different lineups came out a little different. This is not the strongest Baltimore lineup you've ever seen in your life, and that is going to be one of the chalkier teams I thought was worth mentioning. And I think it's pretty spread out. If you're not going to play the Mets, if you're not going to play the Orioles as a 5-man stack, I don't think you have to worry about ownership too much. That's just my personal take. And I think the next teams in line are Seattle and Cleveland. So that's sort of where I'm at for the stacking part of the day. What do you find in Sheets? I know we talked, we can talk about pitching and everything and finding an SP2 we're comfortable with that fits in. That Coors game is easier to price. The pricing is better now because no Rushman and McCann is cheaper and get somebody in there. Urias is now hitting fifth. It's just, I don't know. It's a little bit different of a stack than I thought it was going to be earlier. So I'm curious what you're getting to, and we're going to maybe run some sims and see what Davidson's recommending.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you mentioned, there were quite a bit of lineup changes. So I just spent the last several minutes updating those. So I'm running my stuff right now. Seager is out for Texas, right?
Yep.
Okay, that was another thing. There was a guy out for Pittsburgh. Adela Cruz, I think, was out for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yankees, I forget. And Dodgers, we still don't know about Freeman, right?
We don't know about Freeman for sure. No, we don't have their lineup. And as of right now, I mean, he's projected to play, but he was projected to play the last couple of games too. So I'm not really sure what to do with that until the lineup comes out. But as usual, it's probably going to come out while we're on air today at some point.
Right. And what about what was I going to say? So Baltimore, you said their lineup is not so great, but is that going to keep the ownership down, or is it going to make them cheaper and even more owned? I mean,
Wait, I think they're going to be more owned than they're being projected anyway. So it's a good question. But I think if anything, it'll increase their ownership just because they're affordable.
Seattle's lineup is not out yet. All right, well, I'll just say, I mean, I just ran stuff straight without running sims, and I imagine. Let's take a look. The Mets are dominating the non-sim adjusted proceedings. By far the most owned stack, followed by, like you said, Baltimore and Seattle, then Toronto, and then the White Sox, I guess. And then pitching, like without adjusting, it's like 80% Snell, followed by like 30% Valdez, and then sprinkle.
Yep.
So I'm feeling feisty. I'm probably just gonna let the Sims just kind of lead me off of all this stuff because I can't play this. You know what I mean? Like, I can't play Snell, Valdez, and the Mets. I mean, I can't do that, right? I mean,
I'm surprised that they're even coming up with that because it just feels like you're talking about such ultra chalk.
Right. Well,
yeah, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how to do it personally. But if you're max entering, I mean, there's a chance still. I just think you're trying to thread a very fine line.
And this, I might have said this before, sim adjusted stuff. So on FanDuel, like the most popular, not popular, but the one I'm getting to, and the first bunch of lineups I'm running is Seattle. Actually,
that's my favorite,
above the Mets, and then actually Pittsburgh.
Interesting.
Would be coming up next. And again, I don't want to mess with that Cleveland bullpen. I don't feel like taking Pittsburgh unless Dave Parker and Willie Stargell are back all of a sudden. So, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned Seattle. I really like the Seattle idea today. Obviously, we know there's a range of outcomes with a team like that, but I've talked myself into it to where that's sort of what I'm committed to, and not playing very much. Probably won't play much until NFL starts, but I do think that Seattle is the way I feel the most comfortable going. I think Cleveland would be the other team that I would want to be heavy on, and I actually think that the Dodgers will be underowned if they do in fact have Freeman. I just want to remind everybody, you have like 5 MVPs, like on that 5 MVP level players in that team. I don't really care about the matchup with Gallen that much, so they would be the other team I would get to if I wasn't. I forgot to mention, I still do love the Rockies. The Rockies are going to be underowned in my opinion. So Seattle, the Rockies, and Cleveland are my favorites. The Dodgers would be the next one.
Yeah. Let's see something.
And Mario is asking a good question here in chat. How do you like John Gray as an SP2? Feels shaky. I think it is shaky because of the pitches that he's been throwing. However, we've also seen him have good games where he's thrown under 80 pitches before. But I just think it's on a big slate. I'm personally, I have a couple spend downs. I like the Adam Aller or the Suarez as my spend downs a little bit better than I like the John Gray, just because at least they have a leash.
No, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Good to see MJ. Good to see our friend Rick in chat. I'm happy to, I'm going to pull my screen up and I'm going to run just a quick sim here and just show it for the people. Let me just do this. Do want to remind everybody with football coming, really check out all of our stuff that we've got. Our promo, we have the promo code NFL24 for the yearly NFL 24 yearly. And it's 24% off the first month, for anybody who signs up, and it's also for the yearly. It's 10% off the year, which would make us like the cheapest in the business for the everything package, for the whole full-on SaberSim package. Anyway, so I think you guys might want to check that one out. You also have obviously Sheets' projections, Goldies, my content, Roadies, Brandon Cruz for NASCAR, and also Brandon will be doing a lot of showdown stuff with us this year, I think. So check it out. Anyway, let's run a sim. I'm just going to change a couple of quick things so we can run it. And let me all batters. Let me just do this. All right, projection. We'll make this 10 and we'll make this 11. It's going to be a lot of the Mets then either way, whatever. Here we go. And we are going to run it for the lottery unless anybody wants to suggest a different tournament. I'm happy to listen. And we are going to scroll down and see what we get. And I think today does feel more to me like a 5-man stack day. I don't think if you want to come up with a 4-4 or 4-3-1 or 4-2-2, that's fine. But I do feel like I would, if I was playing more, I would be leaning more towards 5-man stacking. You know what? Let's run it for, I'm going to run it for the lottery instead. What is the lottery even called today?
It's called the hidden ball trick.
Oh, right. That one. Yeah.
It's they're trying to find the sweet spot. This is an $11. Yeah,
I know. They keep it. This is what they do that when they run the 111s. I always liked it because 11 is, I don't know. I like the number. But let's build in. We'll see what we get here. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna guess that they're gonna literally put like 90% snow. I'm interested to see what they come up with for SP2s. The one I sort of landed on for SP2s was the. I like the Pablo Lopez play at what I think is a little too low ownership, and I think he's got a high ceiling, even though Toronto's can be pesky, and they've been good lately. It's not going to worry me from playing Lopez here. So I am on the Pablo Lopez, followed by Kirby, followed by Valdez, and then you get the weird Aller or the Suarez cheapo plays that I kind of like. All right, still running here. I'm waiting to see if there's any. We get the Dodger lineup. We still need a Seattle lineup. By the way, if Seattle's lineup comes out really ugly, I'll pivot right off of that because I like them because I like the actual hitters on their team. If they rest a couple guys, I think I'm out. Personally. All right, let's see what we're getting. And here we go. Let's see. Exposure. Yeah, 100% Snell in 100 lineups. So Kirby, 100% Snell, and then it's really spread out. It goes John Gray, Kirby, McGill. Oh, McGill's another one I can totally buy into with the price. Then Pablo Lopez, and they are low on Valdez and Gausman. And as far as stacks go, we are looking at the Mets. Oh my God, they really want to play these Mets at 56%. Okay, so they're heavy on the Mets. Texas is second.
So let me see what you're doing there.
I just ran the basic one. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. I just changed the two basic.
But you ran. Oh, so you didn't run a sim really?
I did. I ran the sim for the lottery for the hidden ball.
Well, so this is what you do. Go to that settings thing on the top right there. Yeah. No. The settings thing. No. The right there, and then go to find. Click that down, and then go to find the lottery there. Did you? So you didn't set that up
down here?
Yeah, where's the content?
I set it up in the settings for over here.
Okay, so you gotta find flagship MME then on the right.
But if you're doing this overrides the flagship.
No. No.
Oh.
So right now, go hit the drop down.
Yep.
And find keep going down, I guess.
There's nowhere down to go.
I don't know what you did then. Here, hit the green thing by next to rebuild lineups.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be the same because it's already run the sim.
No, just humor me.
Okay. I got you. Oh, and then go to RO.
Yeah, wait. Hang on. Wait till it stops.
Okay.
There's literally no chance it's going to give you the Mets.
That's taking a little longer.
All right, so now hit that drop down again. Find scroll down. Then I can't quite see your
aggregate metrics, lineup filters. I'm sorry. Oops.
No. See, this is like much go above. Is there below that something? It's like much smaller than my.
For some reason, it's doing something different.
Hit the double arrow by settings above that to a little left. No. That's settings, like the one that's vertical. Yeah, to get that out of the way.
Okay.
And then let me just see. Again, go back to that gear. Because you need to access the sim that you ran, and it's not large slate. It should be there somewhere else. There. Keep going down. Damn it! I wish I were.
Here we go.
Hey, see flagship MME. Drop down. Hit
ROI.
Okay, and now see what you have.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
So now you have.
I actually knew that. I didn't.
Now you have 54% San Francisco. See, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. So that I like.
Yeah. So this is what running a sim in the lottery is going to get you.
Yeah. For some reason, I forgot when I forget to click the button up there, even though it's already.
Yeah.
I totally lost track of that one. My bad.
Yeah.
And then we still at 100% snow.
Still 100% snow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think his projection is so much higher than everybody else's. I kind of understand why it's happening, but maybe I would have 90, but I really don't think I need to do that. I think I would just probably roll with it, to be honest. And then look, if you wanted to get some more exposure and not 55% of the Giants, let's see what happens when we change the min uniques a little bit.
Yep.
Not much there. Huh. Oh, there we go. Still, yeah, there you go. This is a little more balanced out, but I kind of like it. They got some Oakland in there.
And now, so check this out. Here, we'll do something that I like to do. Go back to min uniques 1.
Okay.
I'll just show you.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, before you go to min uniques 2 and 3, do that the aggregate metric thing. So where is go to aggregate metrics and then put in select and then average and then projected score. Right there. Okay, now hit save aggregate. Now you see up over get rid of that thing. Okay. So you see it says average projection 103.843.
Yeah.
Up there. So now go to min uniques 2, for example, and see how that reacts.
Doesn't
react at all. So now go to min uniques 3 and see how it went down 0.3. So that's really not that much either. So now you can even go down more. You go to min uniques 4. Like if you want to get diverse without it affecting your lineups. So and this is a slate where you can spread out,
Uh-huh.
And now the only thing you have to keep an eye on the left side when you look at stack exposure, look at stack exposure all the way on the left. So now you'll see that it's getting you all kinds of this other stuff, at 3-3-2, 4, but you don't mind that,
Just a little bit, yeah.
But it's cool to have its average projection thing so that when you make your little make changes, whatever they are,
right,
it'll see like how much you're like affecting it. So like if you said, you know what, I want to X out like Snell, like for example, it'll then recalculate and then tell you your average projection, how much you cost yourself in average projection. So it'll give you kind of like a little like checkpoint, like okay, I'll screw around until it really yells at me by like some number, like a point, 2 points, something like that.
Yeah, I got you. That's interesting. So this is cool. People are actually happy that we're running that. They like to see this stuff. So that's good. I'm just trying to keep up with the best. Least chalky best play. Can you be a little more specific, TC? I don't really know how to answer that as a pitcher. Are we talking about stacks? Mario says he's correlating Minnesota with Pablo Lopez with Minnesota. I don't hate that idea. I think you could take a shot against Gausman. We've seen it work. Corey, because Corey's there. Let's do the 111 here. So I want to run one with the 111. So let me go back to my settings. Let me delete this.
No. It's already done. No. It's already done. I see. Okay.
I'm just running for a different tournament.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. And we'll go to the Immaculate Inning. And let's say.
Call it something.
Okay.
Anything. But just put
I have to name it? Okay, I did for me. Yeah. I got you. Just as I do it more, I probably should just be naming it. Okay, so let's just rebuild, and we are going to.
No, you don't need to rebuild.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yep. Yeah, just have to do this.
But you saved it. But where did you save the sim?
Well, I didn't save the other one because I'm not playing it. So.
No, but whatever. But you changed the setting here for flagship MME.
Yeah, I changed the setting. I'm gonna go back and have to do the same thing.
Hold on. Hit the arrow. Hit the pencil next to flagship MME. To the right. No. Yeah, I got you. Hit that pencil.
Yeah.
And it's good. So you're using the Immaculate Inning, so you don't have to change anything. Hit save settings. Fine. Yep. So now you see that it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You can stop the green thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
okay, you can run it again. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. It's just
so now you're going to see after you run it. It's not going to be done yet. You'll see instead of you'll still see flagship MME as the choice. But don't worry about it because you actually did it using the Immaculate Inning settings.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you would change the title of it or something like that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So wait till this is done. Okay, good. Now we're gonna go back to that. No. In the settings, you were there before. No. Go back to where you were. Yeah. No. Right there. Hit the drop. Yeah. So. Go to the drop down. Yep. So not Saber. You almost had it. Down. Scroll down. Okay. Flagship MME, and then risk adjusted ROI. And there you go. And that's what you have now for your Immaculate Inning.
Love it. All right. So let's see what it's given on this thing. Oh, here we go. Let's go to the pitcher first. Wow, they're really going to be high on Seattle. We'll change the things, but 95% Snell, 31% Kirby. So okay with eating a little bit more chalk as your SP2 on the Immaculate Inning. It looks like. In terms of team stacks, you've got 91% Seattle. How about that? So maybe you want to get a little bit different. And so we've got the 105 number down here. So we want to wait to see what actually makes it significantly different, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go down. Still basically the same, but you're getting a little less Seattle. Shoot, Seattle may end up being a little more popular than I was hoping for tonight. Yep. And it still hasn't changed. So it changed a little bit there. And then we get so then you would say go back to 4 because it was more than a point that it shifted down.
Yeah, I think a point's a good way to start. Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
I'm literally making it up 1 point, but that's just what seems.
No, but I get it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like you have to draw the line somewhere. You have to come up with something. You know what I mean? So this is what you would in a sense beginning, and this is a good way to use this that obviously Sheets is much more familiar with than I am, and I'm sort of like panicking around trying to remember what's where, especially because I'm only on my laptop.
But what you're doing with me is what I do with myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, whoa, what the hell? What's going on? You know, it's like,
right. TC, if you're playing DFS, I don't think there's any player. I don't ever look at a certain player in baseball and say, oh, that guy's going to be low owned. I'm going to play him. This is not basketball. In baseball, you would never look at it like that. You would look at it more in relation to stacks. For the most part, unless there's never really any one hitter who stands out so much better than the other ones. That's the truth. It's baseball. True. It is what it is. Like everybody is going to go have their 0 for 4 days. Okay. That's fine. It works out either way, Benihana. What's the top stack for FanDuel? Needs some help to win some cash. I mean, the top is a funny word because we act like we're just saying, we're not giving the answers. We're saying what we like. I like Seattle. I like Seattle mixed with Colorado on FanDuel. That's what I did personally. That's for me. And if I had to pick a home run player from today, I like Rosarena. You can check out somebody else that I use sometimes just for the home run props. I'm always interested in what what SaberSim always has here. Let me just move this over. But let's see, where's my home run? There it is. And if there's a glaring difference, you have Judge obviously is the most likely, but not as likely as we've seen him before. We've seen Judge at like 40% a number of times. We've seen Ohtani at 40% a number of times. So nobody that's overwhelmingly standing out. I like the Santander one. I'm not sure what the actual odds are on these, but these would be the kind of guys that you're looking at as the most likely to hit a home run. Stanton, that seems pretty aggressive to say 25% and 29% for Judge. I don't know where that's coming from. And then Lindor. By the way, I want to ask something. This is Lindor MVP stuff. Can we shut this down? Can we just stop it? I understand that he's having a great year, and I understand that the Mets have been good. But when you're hitting like 40 points below or 35 points below a guy who's hit 15 more home runs than you and stolen more bases and more effectively, I don't really know what we're doing anymore when we're saying Lindor is the MVP. It's like when people were saying Trout should have won the MVP when Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown. If you win the Triple Crown, you're in. You got it. You're done. You know what I mean? You don't need that. When Judge hits 60 home runs, it doesn't matter. He wins the MVP. Just give it to him.
Well, let's take a look at some futures. Let's see what the actual odds are for that. Let me try to pull this up.
I think it's more New York people starting something. I think the odds are like Ohtani's like minus 1,400.
Well, let's just see what it is.
And I think Judge is like minus 17.
Series prop, team futures. No, not team futures. Correct score, plate, innings, game, team futures. That's all I can. Season specials. No. League specials. Yeah, I can't get MVP on DraftKings. I mean, probably should be able to. I'm just not really good at it.
Right.
Oh, here, future specials. No, this is all team stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really have any individuals, but I'm sure that there are. But dude, who's pitched some minor league starts? DeGrom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got action, right? We need Texas to just survive until he comes back.
We need them to somehow start winning games. They just won't stop winning games right when we did it. It's pretty aggravating. They finally got hot again a little bit, but they're pretty far out.
Get me into the wild card with DeGrom pitching. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then also on top of it, the other team that we were talking about with the Diamondbacks, they've been on a crazy tear since.
I got no problem with Diamondbacks. You got to get Texas into the.
No, I know.
Give me two teams in the playoffs, and you know what I mean? Like they were.
Yeah, if you get your teams in the playoffs, you really can win anything. Like it really doesn't. I mean, it matters, but it matters so much less in baseball than people think. We have.
Okay, so here's interesting. So Arizona against the Dodgers. Here's one for you. Ready? A futures bet for the series. Who is going to hit the most home runs? So
which one?
Arizona Dodgers. Which player is going to hit the most home runs during that series? Now, obviously, Ohtani is the favorite, right?
Right.
But what do you think he hits? Like, what before we even look, what do you think his odds should be? To hit the most home runs?
Minus 300, maybe right around there.
All right, so he's plus 155.
I mean, that seems like a really good bet.
He's got to beat a lot of guys. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
He's got a lot of guys, but okay, yeah, maybe I'm looking at it a little bit the wrong way. That's interesting.
Here, let me share my screen. I'll show you.
Okay, I'll stop my share. Stop share. Oops.
All right, let's take a look at some extra action here.
Yeah.
So Dodge, because Bobby knows Dodgers. So you have Ohtani 155, and then the second choice is Muncy at 450. And then Grichuk. At plus 650. How about Mookie? Does Mookie hit home runs? I mean, he's 10 to 1.
What about Teoscar? What's he at?
Yeah, he's 7.5 to 1.
That would be my second best. To me, the second most likely guy in the series to hit the most home runs. I would think it would be Teoscar.
What about Corbin Carroll at 30 to 1? No.
He hits home runs, but a lot of what he does is a lot of stolen bases and things like that. He doesn't really have the same power these other guys do, but he could. It could. I mean, he just get hot.
I promise you that all these things, when you add them all up, you're losing 20% or something like that.
No, I'm sure you are, absolutely.
But I mean, I don't know if you like anything particularly good here.
I do think I do like that number for if Teoscar would be the number 2. I would have him as the second favorite, so I like that he's there.
Yeah.
Muncy might not even play in one of the games in this series, so that's already just a bad bet.
And for series winner, I presume, let's look at the Dodger one again. Dodgers are minus 120 to win the series. It's not a lot of respect. It's not a lot of respect, is it?
It's a tough series. Arizona's been on fire for a while. If they could catch the Dodgers, if they sweep them. But I like that number. I mean, again, I'd feel comfortable. But anytime the Dodgers are not more than 2-1 favorites to win a series, I would always.
The Cardinals. I mean, the Yankees are only minus 240 against the Cardinals.
That makes sense, though. 240 is a lot.
I guess so.
And to answer Rick the question about pitcher on FanDuel, I'm not even overthinking it. I just am playing Blake Snell. I'm always going to play for the highest median, the highest whatever. I would play Blake Snell and then get different with my hitters on FanDuel. I'm not messing around on FanDuel and trying to just. You could take a shot with Kirby. You could take a shot with Peralta. But I mean, what are we expecting right now? I'll take a quick look here at the FanDuel pitcher ownership, because I can promise you it's already going to be higher than whatever they say it's going to be for Snell. They've got Snell at 41%. I think Snell is going. I answered it in. Oh wait, hold on. That's a projection. Excuse me. They've got Snell at 34% because there is a big gap between he and Kirby. So Kirby, you could maybe stomach over there at 1,800 cheaper than Snell. I think that's fair. But I think Snell is actually going to be 50%. And I think Kirby is going to be like 20%. That's probably what's going to end up happening. You got Snell at 34 right now, and Kirby at 15. I don't think anybody else will be over. The only other guy that maybe is interesting if you really want to get different because of the pricing, and then you play like Aaron Judge and Ohtani with Colorado and Baltimore or something, you could play like Tyler McGill at 7,500 against the White Sox. And what I like to go through, I'm actually going to show this real quick. Let's see. Let me do it? Let's see. All right. Yeah, we can do that. All right. So I'm going to show this really quick just because this is what I look at. This is what I like to see on FanDuel in general. Just for pitchers, I'm always curious what the quality start percentage you're looking at. And they've got Snell at almost 50%. Even if he doesn't get there, he's usually going to get there with strikeouts. They've got him at Snell at the highest innings pitched. And I like to look at the innings pitched and the quality start. The quality start means a lot on FanDuel. Wins mean a lot on FanDuel. And so innings pitched, wins, quality starts, and I would be trying to. You could see Snell is significantly higher in basically all of those. But look at McGill with the 0.4, the third best chance for the win, and then you've got McGill with probably very little chance for a quality start. Yeah, 22%. So about half of what Snell is. Now, is that worth the 4,400 to you? If you wanted to play a certain type of lineup, I think it's worth it. So I think you'd be deciding between Kirby, Snell, and excuse me, why did I just lose who that was? Tyler McGill. There is a Trevor McGill also. So it's a little confusing. But those would be the three pitchers I'd be considering on FanDuel. I would still, though, if I had one lineup, I definitely would be playing Snell.
All right. So just so you know, there's a couple of the Seattle lineup is out. Rojas is out and Rayleigh is out. And
they've got Garver in and no
Haniger is in. No, Haniger is out.
Yeah. And then no Haniger. That's what I was. Yeah, Rosarena, Rodriguez. All right, and Justin Turner's in there. Okay, so I need to get rid of my Haniger on FanDuel in my one build, and see what happens from there. Okay, let's see. Because we've got the other three, so I just need to get rid of them, and I am going to go out of my way to do this. I'm going to play Cal Raleigh. Catchers do not get played on FanDuel nearly as much as they do. Obviously, you have to play them on DraftKings. People just don't like to do that on FanDuel, even if it's a good hitting catcher. And now, I don't think this part's showing up, but oh my God, Jordan Walker's back in the lineup for the Cardinals. Wow, finally,
Jordan Walker.
I was waiting for that. Like the kid had a lot of hype, and he just can't quite get it going. But they won't, like, if they're bad, they should just let him play, like let it roll, you know. He's really talented. He hits the ball 5 million miles or just swings and misses. Grichuk is 2,300 on FanDuel, by the way. Probably worth pointing out. Kershaw has not been quite right, and I think Grichuk is a very reasonable play on FanDuel at 2,300. But it's pretty interesting that a guy who's hit 5 home runs in however many. I mean, he hasn't played the most of the season, but still, like, I'm shocked that Grichuk was the third odds on favorite to be there. That's bizarre to me.
And so Dylan Moore is in. You said only Justin Turner is in, and Mitch Garver is in. Okay. All right. So they're going double catcher. Garver and
yeah.
Power.
Okay. So let's see. Rockies. Wow, they're cheap. That cheap. Tolia, Blackman, and Cave. There we go. Now I've changed my 4-3-1 into a 4-4. Looks pretty good to me with Seattle and Colorado. That's what I'm doing.
So I'm actually doing a whole new build here because of these Seattle changes.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a pretty big total. I mean, it's over 5, right?
Yeah.
Or is that like the fraudulent
No,
Sabres?
it's 5 flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting about the fraudulent Sabres sim totals.
But I like the Sabres. I like that about it. It's another thing I like to use. I still want to run it on the better take sheets. I want to run a full season of it and just see how it does. I think there's probably a way. I got to talk to Steve about this, but maybe I can do it going back so I don't have to program it every day. All right, let's see what we've got here. So asking about the McGill I like McGill on DraftKings. If I'm going to play him if I'm going to consider him on FanDuel, I'm certainly going to play him on DraftKings. And basically the answer with anybody pitching against the White Sox is always going to be, if they're going to throw 80 pitches or more, I'm in. That's it. Right. That's it. The White Sox, just so everybody knows, to give you a rough estimate, the highest scoring team in baseball, I think people would be very surprised. It's very close, but I think people would be very surprised at who the highest scoring team in baseball is this season. What do you think it is?
The Mets or the Dodgers, right?
No. It's actually let's see. I have to get my filter, so I'm not lying.
Is it Boston?
None. Okay, we're gonna go with no. It's the Diamondbacks.
Oh, look at that.
The Diamondbacks are the highest scoring team in baseball. They don't do it in the way that's quite as pleasing. They steal some bases, but the difference between them and why they're not usually as good of a play as some of these other ones are is you have the Yankees and Dodgers hit a lot more the Yankees especially hit more home runs. Baltimore hits more home runs than they do. The Dodgers hit more home runs than they do by quite a bit. But the two actual best hitting teams, like and even in terms of batting average, are the Diamondbacks and Padres. Oh, and the Astros just caught up a little bit. But in terms of scoring runs, it is the Diamondbacks. And it's kind of surprising to probably most people. But to give an idea, the Diamondbacks score about almost right around 5 runs a game, which is pretty high. It's pretty amazing, actually. The White Sox are scoring 3 runs a game. It's a big difference. I haven't seen a top and bottom difference that much ever in baseball. This White Sox team is all-time legendarily low scoring and bad. Oh, MJ, awesome job, buddy. Appreciate it. He dropped in the Dodger stuff for us. So Dodgers 8,300. So it's Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Teoscar, Gavin Lux, Will Smith, Muncy, Edman, Rojas. That is basically exactly what I thought it would be.
Thank God. I really don't want to change anything.
The only one that might be different, I don't think anything's different, actually. Shouldn't be. Yeah. This is officially, this would qualify as the Dodger A+ lineup, I think. It is. You got Muncy batting 7th. I don't know how else it can't be. Gavin Lux has been one of the best hitters in baseball since the All-Star break. Teoscar's an All-Star.
Oh, good for him, huh?
Yeah, he turned the season around quite a bit. And his overall number, his price stayed down because he had such a terrible start that he was 2K forever. He's still down at 3,400, but he's been awesome since the All-Star break. I'm just going to remind everybody that there's a reason the Dodgers DFA'd Jason Hayward, and I'm not saying it's not a bad thing about Jason Hayward. They have too many good players, so there's always going to be potential pinch hit risk for the lefties if they bring in a lefty out of the bullpen. They also have good, right-handed power too. Actually, let me see something. They got Smith in there. It's batting 6th. Yeah, and Teoscar. It's just something to consider. So if there was anybody at risk of getting pinched, I don't think they would pinch hit directly for Muncy, but they might do a double, like a switch or something where he would end up out of the game. Actually, I would say he's probably the only one you'd worry about today getting pinch hit for. Yeah, that's pretty wild, actually. He's the only, and even that you wouldn't get pitch hit for. He'd get pitch run for, or he'd something like that. We don't have a Seattle lineup still. Oh, we don't. Sorry, we don't. Why is it not updating on this? Okay, yeah, these guys are all in. Good.
What do you think of Xavier Worthy from Kansas City?
Why? What made you think of it?
Oh no, I was thinking about my showdown captains already.
Oh, so I think he's going to be awesome. I actually think it's like Mahomes doesn't need talent, and now you give him the second fastest player in football, basically, and Hollywood Brown, who's maybe the 3rd fastest player in football.
Wait a minute, the same Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, he's a baller.
Oh, he stinks.
Why does he stink?
Ugh, all right.
What about him? He played on this horrible team this last. What was he on in Arizona last year?
I guess so.
Without Kyler Murray.
Yeah, fair enough. And what about? I still think Rashid Rice is going to be the guy. I think.
And Rashee Rice is the other one. Well, yeah, but Worthy's going to be the take the top off the defense guy,
right?
And Brown is that guy too. Like, so they have a lot of that. Rashee Rice will definitely, in my opinion, without a question, will lead the team in receptions. But in terms of yards,
right,
it wouldn't surprise me if Worthy was amazing or Marquise Brown, catches 14.
Yeah, I think Worthy captain is going to be very popular this week.
You think so? I got to start figuring out the showdown stuff. I'm going to do a little preview thing if I can get Brody. Let's try and find a time to do a little NFL preview because I've got some takes this year for who I like and we
got to do some futures, huh?
Yeah, like it's one of the ones that I've been listening to a million podcasts and reading every article. But one of my favorite bets is I think the Rams are going to be really good. Every Cooper Kupp number is take the bets, take a shot at him there's all kinds of future bets for him. But I like the idea of also having Stafford as a long shot MVP. I think it's very, very doable. And he's also like, they love him. So people will try to find an excuse to make an argument for him. So he's my long shot MVP bet. My long shot title team is the Rams. It goes alongside of it. I do think Cooper Kupp is going to end up being one of the best 5 or 6 receivers by the end of the year again. And Nakua is actually going to be the lighter one because he's the one who's hurt now. And Cooper Kupp is healthier than ever from what they've said. And I still love that. My favorite bets would be I think it's 90-1 or 75-1, the Ravens over the Niners. And then it's like 175-1, the Ravens over the Rams.
All right. So just for fun, so I'm going to get out of here in a minute or so. So because I'm going out, I'm not going to be able to late swap. So I may as well just tell everybody who I got. Mm-hmm. So this is it's going to be ugly out there, but on DraftKings, this is what I'm doing. I'm playing 150 of that lottery thing. I'm playing the Immaculate Inning. I'm playing whatever. In the lottery, I'm pretty spread out actually. My highest owned team are the Seattle Mariners.
Nice.
On DraftKings. And the second highest owned team is, of course, the Oakland.
I know who it is.
The Oakland A's.
It's the A's. Okay, I thought it was going to be the Marlins.
Followed by Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Followed by Minnesota. So let's go. And as far as pitching goes, we have. I am going to be very surprised if I don't have a sufficient amount of Mr. Snell. Yeah, I have 90.7% of Blake Snell. And then it's pretty much right alongside the ownerships, really. I have Valdez next, then Lopez, Kirby, Gray, and then some sprinkles. On FanDuel, we have, as far as stacks go, Seattle once again, top owned, followed by Mets, then Pittsburgh. And I wonder if I have 100%. No, I can't because I have 4 pitchers on FanDuel. And wow, only 66% Snell there. I have a full 15% Kirby, 15% or 12% Valdez, and 6% McGill Gorilla. Yep.
That makes exactly what I would have thought. All right. Well, we can say somebody's got to win, but it could be both of us because we're both on the Seattle side of things.
It could be. Yeah, it could be both of us. So we were hoping for that Griffey the other guy, the DH.
Jay Buhner?
No, the guy with the beat the Yankees, the greatest DH in history. The guy
Edgar Martinez. Edgar
Martinez, right?
Yeah.
So hoping that the Martinez Griffey stack comes in, and I guess that's it.
Yeah.
The Suzuki Griffey. That's right. The Suzuki Griffey Martinez. Yeah, we'll get that one home.
Sounds good. Well, have a good night, man. Hope everybody has a good night and a great week.